Have you ever wondered, why do some people, despite starting from a low base, still manage to rise and become rich? And you, hardworking, smart, trying for years, still struggle with a stressful financial life? Actually, the problem is not whether you work hard enough or not, it's you're thinking wrong. That's right. The way you think about money, about success, about yourself, is secretly holding you back. Rich people don't just do things differently, they think differently. They don't try to make more money every day. They build systems that make money come to them. They don't work to live. They let their thinking run their entire rich life. In this video, I'll show you the thinking secrets that Napoleon Hill discovered after 20 years of studying the world's top millionaires, principles that, if applied correctly, can completely change the way you earn money, live, and succeed. But before we get to the main content, I need you to honestly answer one question. Are you ready to change the way you think and change your life? If so, watch until the end. What you are about to hear is not motivation but a formula, and once you understand this formula, your financial world will never be the same again. There is a man who spent more than 20 years following the 500 most successful people in the world, from Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, to Andrew Carnegie, and he discovered a shocking truth. All the richest and most successful people possess the same type of thinking, not luck, not innate, but a thinking pattern that can be learned, trained, and replicated. That man's name is Napoleon Hill. He did not write books to motivate, he wrote mind maps to help ordinary people break out and become extraordinary. His most famous book, Think and Grow Rich, is not simply about money. It is about how to design your mind so that money, success, and opportunity start coming to you. In this video, I will not retell the book. I will take you into the depths of thinking that Hill discovered, the invisible keys that help you not only think differently, but also live differently. If you've ever felt like you're stuck in a financial rut, chances are you're just thinking like a poor person, and that's about to change. Imagine you are in a dark room, and Napoleon Hill is the one holding the flashlight to shine into the dark corners of your mind that you never realized. He does not tell you what to do to become a millionaire. He starts by asking the question, who are you thinking like, a loser or a winner? The core of the entire millionaire mindset, according to Napoleon Hill, lies in the concept, thinking creates reality. In other words, wealth does not start in the wallet, it starts in the brain. Hill discovered that all rich people have one thing in common. They have a strong belief that they deserve to have what they want. And the strange thing is, the universe seems to respond to that belief. He calls it definiteness of purpose, a goal as clear as a compass, and a belief as unshakable as a rock. Rich people do not just want to be successful. They decide to be successful. And it is that decision, repeated over and over in their subconscious, that drives their every behavior, emotion, choice. This may seem abstract, but Hill makes it clear. The human brain is a transmitter and receiver. When you think positively, consistently, and clearly, you are emitting a frequency that people, opportunities, and ideas resonate with. Average people wait for the belief to come after the results. Successful people, they choose the belief first, and the results follow. The foundation of the millionaire mindset is not a trick. It is a reset of the operating system in your mind. And once that changes, your every behavior, emotion, even your circumstances will change. Starting with you, imagine you are standing on a foggy road. You know where you are going, but you can't see what's ahead. That's how most people live. They walk without knowing exactly where they are going. And Napoleon Hill calls this the slow death disease of the poor. The first trick he emphasizes is not action, it's desire. But not the desire of, I want to be rich, or I want to be successful. The desire Hill is talking about is specific, so clear that you can see it with your imagination. For example, I will have $2 million in my account by the age of 35 by building a financial education system for young people. That's not a dream, that's a blueprint. And that's not all. Hill discovered that truly successful people have one extremely special trait. They don't stop at one goal. Every time they touch the first goal, they immediately raise the ceiling. They turn their desires into a series of escalating goals to keep their minds hungry, always on the move. It's like when you reach the top of a mountain and see the next peak. Ordinary people choose to stop, but successful people are excited because there are more peaks. That's why they keep growing. If you want to think like a millionaire, you can't be vague. You have to choose a clear destination, and when you get there, don't sit back. Immediately draw the next milestone. A clear desire doesn't just give you direction. It's the engine that keeps you going when others give up. And once you master this trick, you'll no longer ask, can I, but when will I? There is one thing Napoleon Hill repeated obsessively. Whatever you believe, you will create. But Hill doesn't just say it in an inspirational way. He says it like a scientist who understands how the human brain works. And he wants you to be the engineer who redesigns your own operating system. The second trick is this: reprogram your beliefs through affirmations. Imagine this. Every day, your brain receives thousands of signals from the environment, from memories, from what others say, and from yourself. The words you repeat over and over in your head will gradually be considered truth by your brain. That's how your subconscious works. It doesn't judge, it doesn't consider right or wrong. It just records. Hill calls this auto-suggestion, self-suggestion through words, but don't confuse it with talking for fun. Successful people use affirmations as a ritual, clear, powerful, and emotional. For example, I deserve to be rich. I am getting closer every day. I am in control of my life. But it must have three elements: repetition, strong emotion, and attachment to a specific goal. It is like you are recording a message and playing it on loop 24/7 in your subconscious mind. Average people use words to describe reality. Successful people use words to create reality. If you wake up every morning and tell yourself, today is going to be full of opportunities, I am in control of my reactions and outcomes, then gradually you will act accordingly. This trick sounds simple, but it is one of the most powerful tools for rewriting the entire script of your life, in your own words. Here's a truth that few people dare to face. Knowledge by itself will not make you rich. You can read hundreds of books, memorize every financial definition, know every investment formula, but if you don't activate your imagination, it's all just dead data. Napoleon Hill said it very clearly: imagination is the workshop of the human mind, and knowledge, it's just an ingredient. Like flour, eggs, sugar without an oven, you'll never have a cake. Ordinary people gather knowledge to feel safe, but rich people use their imagination to turn disparate pieces into opportunities that never existed. They don't just ask, what does this mean? They ask, what if I combine A with B in a completely new way? For example, everyone knows that AI technology is developing, and everyone just knows. But the imaginative ones look at AI, connect it to real estate, and envision a platform that helps home buyers get automated advice 24/7, and they build a business. There's a subtler point. Hill divides imagination into two types: generative imagination, connecting old knowledge in new ways, and creative imagination, creating something that hasn't been done before. And successful people don't choose between the two, they practice both. The trick is a reminder. Don't just learn, imagine. Don't just accumulate information, ask like a child, what if? The moment you dare to think differently, dare to make unusual connections, you leave the world of degree holders and enter the world of value creators and assets. Here's a strange paradox. Most people have goals, but very few have a real plan to achieve them. But rich people, they never go for it, they plan. Detailed, clear, directional like a treasure map, and they follow it with iron discipline. Napoleon Hill emphasized, action without a plan is the greatest cause of failure. And not just any plan, but an organized, orderly plan with a supportive and critical partner. And this is where the concept of mastermind comes in. Mastermind, not just a good group of friends, it's an intellectual alliance. A group of people with the same goals, the same aspirations, and who are willing to build a roadmap with you to move forward, but most importantly, they dare to point out the blind spots you don't see. Alone, you only have one brain. But when you join a mastermind, you tap into a collective energy, a force field that unleashes creativity, discipline, and commitment more powerful than you ever thought possible. Hill believes No one can achieve greatness without a clear plan and a group of people to support them. A plan keeps you on track. A mastermind keeps you motivated. So if you're asking yourself, what do I need to do next? Start by writing down a specific plan, step by step with no vagueness. Then find one or two smart, honest partners who are willing to review, adjust, and evolve it with you each week. You don't need to be smarter. You just need to be more organized and more connected. Hill was right. Alone, you can go fast, but with a mastermind, you can go far and in the right direction. There is a thin but fatal gap between the dreamer and the dreamer. That gap is called decisiveness and persistence. Napoleon Hill once observed hundreds of successful people and discovered one thing. None of them were vague or hesitant. When they decided on something, they acted quickly, decisively, without asking for emotional permission. This is an important difference. Ordinary people let emotions decide their actions. Successful people let commitment guide them. But don't get me wrong, decisiveness doesn't mean recklessness. It means when you have data, plans, and clear goals, you don't give yourself the right to hesitate. No more waiting a little longer, waiting for a better time. Because rich people understand, hesitation is the disease that eats away at success little by little. And then comes the hardest part, persistence. There are thousands of smart people in the world, thousands of creative people, but only a few who don't give up. And they are the ones who make the difference. Persistence is not stubbornness. It is a conscious choice to continue even when you don't see immediate results, to continue even when no one believes in you, to continue because you are determined, and you don't let temporary emotions break your long-term commitment. Napoleon Hill called this the character of a winner. Dare to decide, dare to do, and don't stop. You may not have the capital, the network, the golden opportunity, but if you can develop determination not to be distracted, and persistence not to be broken, then you have two ultimate tools that most of the world will never possess. Success is not for the dreamer, it is for those who know what they want and never give up until they get it. Are you ready to be that person? If you've ever asked, where do rich people start? This is the mental blueprint that Napoleon Hill painstakingly assembled after decades of studying the most brilliant minds. Trick number 1. They start with a very clear desire. Not general, not I want to be rich, but I want X amount of money by Y time to do Z specific things. And best of all, they don't stop. Each goal achieved is just a starting point for the next. Trick number 2. They reprogram their beliefs with their own words. They read their affirmations out loud every morning. They post their goals on the wall. They plant signals of certainty in their subconscious mind until their mind is free of doubt. Trick number 3. They combine knowledge with imagination. They don't just know, they dare to dream big. Napoleon Hill calls this the fusion of logic and creativity, where every billion-dollar idea is born. Trick number 4. They don't go it alone. They build an organized plan and create a mastermind team. People on the same frequency, with the same goals, and lifting each other up. Trick number 5. And above all, they make decisions quickly, act decisively, and don't give up even when the world turns its back. Decisiveness plus persistence is the never-ending engine of every millionaire. 5 secrets, not to memorize, but to practice. Where do you choose to start? Because life doesn't change through knowledge. It only changes when you act. Listening is inspiring. Understanding is enlightening. But everything you just heard will be completely meaningless if you do not turn it into action. So, how to start applying these 5 millionaire mindsets of Napoleon Hill from today without being overwhelmed. Here is a practical, minimalist, but extremely effective implementation plan. You only need to spend exactly 20 minutes a day for the next 7 days, no more, but do it. Day 1. Write down a clear desire. Don't write, I want to be rich. Write, I want to generate $500 million from ABC skills by December 2025 to buy an apartment for my mother. Write it in detail. Write it by hand and post it where you will see it every morning. Day 2. Prepare a positive mindset affirmation paragraph. For example, I am building wealth every day through clear and consistent action. Read it aloud every morning and every night. Read it emotionally, not mechanically. Day 3. Visualize your goal as if you have already achieved it. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. Imagine yourself living that life. Sound unreal? It's not. This is the technique used by many top CEOs and Olympic athletes. Day 4. Write a specific 3-step plan to get closer to your goal. No need to go into all the details, just 3 actions you can take in the next week. For example, call 3 potential clients. Complete a project proposal. Complete a key skill course. Day 5. Identify at least 2 people who can become your masterminds. They don't have to be millionaires, just like-minded, action-oriented people. Send a message, invite them for coffee, start connecting. Day 6. Observe yourself. Where are you procrastinating? What do you need to decide? Write down one thing you need to decide now and do it. Day 7. Review. Feel the change. Rewrite your goals with a new mindset and ask yourself, what will I improve next week? You don't need to read Think and Grow Rich 10 times. You just need to act as if you were a chapter in it. And step by step, you will move from learner to doer, from dreamer to rich. Do you know what separates people who dream of a rich life from those who actually create it? It's not knowledge, it's not luck, it's they do. Napoleon Hill once said, knowledge is only potential, only action turns it into power. So if you've come this far, don't just slap your thigh and say, great. Look back at the goal you just wrote. Look back at the 3 actions you listed. Think back to how you felt when you imagined your best self, and from today onwards, don't allow yourself to back down again. Ask yourself, if I don't start now, when will I? Because no one else can take the first step for you. No video, no book, no guru can replace the one small action you take today. If this content resonates with you, share it. Because sometimes, a small video can change someone's destiny right when they need it most. And if you want to continue your journey to develop a millionaire mindset, subscribe to the channel. Every week, I will bring you practical, profound, and especially actionable insights. Finally, remember this. The millionaire mindset is not in your bank balance. It is in the choices you make every day. The choice to persevere, the choice to act, the choice to not give up. Because rich people are not born different. They just start while others are still waiting. And you, are you ready to start?